This is Michael Popok, Legal AF After Dark. Ben Meiselas and me on the most recent episode of Legal AF debated everything going on in Georgia, the leak of the proffer testimony, videos of the former lawyers and now convicted criminals that used to represent Donald Trump, what it means for the Jack Smith prosecution that's going on in the District of Columbia, what the judge in Georgia did concerning a protective order as he gets his courtroom ready for a summer of 2024 trial in Georgia of Donald Trump. And we do it right here in a clip for you. And then finally, Ben, in Georgia, we had, now that we know who leaked it, and yes, you're right. If you had Misty Hampton's lawyer on your bingo card, I'd give you a lot of credit. That was the last person I would have thought would have, quote unquote, leaked the video proffer testimony. She should be working, as I said midweek with Karen, she should be working hard to get the F out of here and cut a deal with Fani Willis and not piss off the prosecutor's office by leaking things that they shouldn't have leaked, causing hearings like this. And then there was that weird breakout session during the hearing that Judge McAfee had on the emergency motion for protective order about the proffer videos and future exchange of documents and what can go to the public and not. Again, we love Judge McAfee and everything he's been saying in the courtroom about, I'm going to try this case in a courtroom, not on the street. So tell me why you need to have all of this released to the public in order for your right to a fair trial to be preserved. I don't understand that. And then because Willie Floyd, Harrison Floyd's lawyer, had all this umbrage about him being accused as being the leaker because he wrote in an email that he was the leaker. He conceded later it was a typo, but the DA gets an email that says, I leaked the video. I mean, I don't know.
He goes, the typo was, I meant to say, I did not leak the video.
Hard to misinterpret, I leaked the video. I'm like, great, we got it right here. So he's pissed off that it got filed. So they had a little debate with the judge where he said, I want an apology. And it's just like a scene out of The Godfather. I want an apology. And I want the money back for the money and then that led down, as they got through the Zoom call, when it got to Misty Hampton's lawyer, as the judge was about to turn off of him and go to the next lawyer to see if they agreed to the agreed order that was eventually set in the case, because they all came up with an agreed order. He said, and I have something else to get off my chest, Your Honor. I leaked the videos. And the judge, his pulse did not go up. I mean, we saw him on the Zoom. He just was like, okay, so why did you do that, sir? He was like a very matter of fact, well, I think it's important to the balance what the prosecutors are saying about the case and all the evidence out there and the transparent. And my client has been nothing but transparent. He's a liar, by the way. Misty Hampton is on video lying under oath in a deposition about what she did to let in cyber ninjas and others like Sidney Powell's group to tamper with election equipment when she was the election supervisor for the Coffee County. She lied until right after that video surveillance tape came up that showed exactly what happened, inconsistent with how she testified. So for her lawyer to say, that I was waiting for the lightning bolt to strike the guy on the Zoom for saying that his client was interested in transparency. So that was interesting. And then we've got to see the proffer. So Ben, I don't want to exhaust all of this topic. What did you think about the combination of the Jenna Ellis testimony that's come out about her conversation with people around Donald Trump about whether we're going to be able to drag him out of the White House or not, and then the Sidney Powell comments and how that goes to the prosecution's case, Jack Smith and Fani Willis, to prove intent?
Well, you've got Jenna Ellis talking about being at a Christmas party where Donald Trump's deputy chief of staff, Dan Scavino already has spoken with special counsel Jack Smith's team, I believe has already spoken before the grand jury there. So Jack Smith knows what Scavino's going to say. So now you have Jenna Ellis saying Scavino said, we're going to stay in power no matter what. We are not leaving this White House. And then, the response by Trump's lawyer is, yes, but Trump ended up leaving. So what matter? Why does it matter if they said on December 19th at a Christmas party that they were not going to leave if ultimately they left anyway and he returned to Mar-a-Lago? I don't know what event could have happened between December 19th and the time Donald Trump left. January 6th. And look, that ties into the fact that Donald Trump in the special counsel Jack Smith case, as we talk about that a little later in today's show, Donald Trump's trying to strike from the allegations in the indictment, remove from them, and then eventually he's going to try to remove from the purview of the jurors in the DC case references to January 6th, references to the insurrection itself. As special counsel Jack Smith wrote in the opposition to Donald Trump's attempt to try to do that in the DC case, he's like, Judge, Donald Trump's trying to distance himself in court from the January 6th insurrectionists, but last week he was given a speech bragging about releasing a song on Apple Music with them and bragging about the J6 choir. He's bragging and calling these people patriots. So now he wants to distance himself here. But you see why the facts about the insurrection are actually very relevant, because Trump's defense is, we left voluntarily. No, you didn't. January 6th, you tried to overthrow our democracy. And Jenna Ellis's proffer session confirms that by December 19th, by that Christmas party, Scavino and everyone were read into the plan. We are not leaving. And they basically had to be forced out, humiliated after, thankfully, due to courageous officers and Capitol Police on Capitol Hill, the insurrection was put down on January 6th. And then you had Sidney Powell basically confirming that while she thought the election was she still says that she said, no, all of Donald Trump's other lawyers were basically saying to him, Donald, it's not stolen. You lost. You are the loser. And then Sidney Powell said, well, then Donald Trump would say to me, you see what I got to deal with? I got to deal with all of these people telling me that I really lost. So that all goes to intent there. And Chesborough's wasn't released, but the video itself. But what's clear from Chesborough's proffer, which was important, is that it went to the fact that Donald Trump was aware of the fake elector plan. It links Trump directly with Chesborough, and Chesborough's the one who was emailing and coordinating the plan for mid-December in the various states to submit their fake elector slates. And by the way, I'll put a little footnote there, which is we learned that the Attorney General in Nevada, for example, has opened up a criminal investigation there into the fake electors. And those individuals were in communication with Chesborough, who pled guilty and now linked Trump to it in these proffer sessions.
One comment, Ben, one comment that I liked about Powell. She actually said that Pat Cipollone, who was the White House chief of staff, the White House chief counsel, the head lawyer for the White House for Donald Trump, who's also supported by Eric Hirschman, that Pat Cipollone was her arch enemy and that he looked like he was more in charge than Donald Trump. And certainly the reason she was not named special counsel, every time I say that, I get a chill down my spine, that she was almost the special counsel. And then she also testified in this proffer that if she was made special counsel, she was going to execute that draft executive order that we've all read and again sends a chill down your spine about what they were planning to do to suspend the Constitution and invoke the Insurrection Act and or martial law and seize voting machines through the military. She says, yeah, that would have been my role. I would have done that. But Pat Cipollone stopped it, and it's hard to believe he wielded that much power. Thank God for Pat Cipollone at the right moment, because it sounds like, but for him, Donald Trump would have installed Sidney Powell in as his special counsel to seize voting machines and declare and use the military against the American people. All right, well, that's an example of what we do every week, twice a week, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Wednesdays and Saturdays, exclusively where you know the MeidasTouch Network. If you like that kind of stuff and you've never seen us before, join us for the full curated podcast. And then you can get us on audio podcast platforms, wherever you get your audio podcast platforms. If you know all about us, welcome back to Legal AF. Take the clip, forward it to friends and family, and let them know what we're all about. So until my next hot take, until my next Legal AF, says Michael Popok reporting.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.